What's going on, everybody? So welcome to another episode of the Criterion Corner, where I'm going to discuss another film in the Criterion collection. I had a lot of fun talking about Tampopo, and I'm going to have a lot of fun talking about this film today. And the film I'm going to be talking about is Michael Haneke's Funny Games. Funny Games is directed by Michael Haneke. Two psychotic young men take a mother, father, and son hostage in their vacation cabin and force them to play sadistic games with one another for their own amusement. To start this review off, I just want to say I love Michael Haneke. I have not seen his full filmography, but every movie that I've watched from Haneke has been brilliant. It's seeming to me that Haneke does this thing where he picks a really unique concept and explores these ideas to a very extreme degree. So the films in his catalog I've seen, Funny Games, The Piano Teacher, and Cachet, and I think all three of them are brilliant. Funny Games is one that really took me by surprise, made me very uncomfortable, but it was also just a work of genius in a way that I love how Haneke takes these traditional filmmaking elements. Most directors would not break these rules, but there's a lot of fourth wall breaking in this film where these two guys dressed in all white will break the fourth wall and talk to you directly as an audience member, and it really unsettles you in the best way possible. So like I said in the description, you have the beginning shot of this film is the husband and wife and their son driving in a car to this vacation house. And they're driving out there and they're listening to classical music. And they're talking to each other, and it cuts to the credit of Funny Games, and this death metal song starts playing. And it is just a complete and total indication of what you as the viewer are about to get into. And as I said, this is not a pleasant viewing experience by any means, but it is one of the most interesting psychologically and even sociologically, if you think about it, how we view films that are violent and brutal. This movie kind of puts the question in, why do you as an audience member watch horrible things happen in movies? What does it bring to the table for you? Why are you looking at these things? And that's directly asked from these people. And you have this introduction to this setting where this family goes to this beautiful vacation town on the water. And they get out there and they're starting their vacation, and it's kind of quiet out there. All the people that are normally out there, it's seemingly nothing's going on. And then you have the introduction of these two guys who come over and they want to borrow eggs, which just don't let them into your house. If somebody comes to you in a vacation town and asks you to borrow eggs, don't let them into your home. They end up breaking in and taking them hostage and making them do horrible things. And they'll look at you as the audience, straight down the lens of the camera, and say, why are you watching this? What is causing you to enjoy this? And it goes on from there where it gets progressively more intense and uncomfortable. But what I think is so brilliant about this film, because what Michael Haneke is trying to say here is, why do we watch horrible things in movies? Why are we as a society so interested in violent acts and watching violence on screen? But what I love about what Haneke does in this film is the violence is incredibly subdued. Most of what's going on in this film is going to take place off screen, except when it really matters, when it's really gonna hook you as the audience member to see this thing happen and how it's pivotal to where the film is going to go. And that's what I loved about this movie, because it's almost like saying you're gonna give the audience what they want. You're gonna give them these, but not ever feeding into it, not giving it to them. And there's something so incredibly powerful about that. It's funny because if you go and you look at a film like The Piano Teacher, which is more of like a psychosexual drama, there's a lot of really intense and disturbing material shown in that film, but it's purposeful. And I think what Haneke is getting at with this film is that there can be purposeful reason for violence in film, but sometimes there's just meaningless violence, and why do you as an audience member want to enjoy that? And that is what really took me by surprise in this movie. It's one that, sadistically enough, I enjoy revisiting. I still have not seen his remake, which I think is so interesting. This film is in German, but what's really interesting about this film in particular is years later he decided to remake the film shot for shot with American actors and an American audience. And a lot of times I give a lot of crap to filmmakers for doing remakes and all that, but it's clearly obvious that at that time period, Haneke thought, okay, there's a lot of people in the United States who won't watch my movie because it's subtitled. And I want to get this across to a major audience in the United States of America, because I'm guessing at the point in time where he was releasing the remake that, violent movies were at a peak or something of that caliber, and giving it to the audience in English with no subtitles. And I just think that that is absolutely brilliant. It's insane. This movie is a must-watch in my opinion. The cinematography is amazing, typical to Haneke's films. The way certain themes are introduced. There's some crazy shit that happens that it's just mind-boggling. You think you're watching this very straightforward home invasion-esque thriller, and then things happen that just kind of leave you scratching your head like, holy shit, he really went through with this and did this. And it's something I really appreciate. And eventually I'm going to do a Haneke rank list where I rank all of his films, but I still have a lot I need to watch. And so for the Criterion Corner, I just thought it would be fun to talk about Funny Games. And this is a movie I would definitely recommend. So have you seen Funny Games? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I think this movie is brilliant, and I think it's one that everyone, especially film lovers, need to see. As always, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. Lets me know if you're enjoying this Criterion Corner segment. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos and excited to get more out there for you. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.